Welcome to Psionic Aftermath. This is Xenodactyl, and I will be presenting you with the TheNydus EU. We're on week 1 against Clandiri, I think. I read it somewhere. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce their name. I'm just gonna say Day, as that is the shorthand. At any rate, we should be getting started on Dragonshire in just a minute. Dragonshire is a I guess I should back up and start by saying that TheNydus has its own map pool separate from the ladder. It does happen to include a couple ladder maps every season, just based on the nature of their selection and the nature of the map pool selection. There's a little bit of overlap, but for the most part, I would say 5 or 6 of the maps are generally not seen on the ladder. So you get some interesting games that you wouldn't really see play out elsewhere, just because there are features that can be abused due to other players' unfamiliarity, or just why that map was never selected for the map pool. All in all, this is a best of 7. It will feature 2 Diamond and 2 Master players. The MMR cap is 5,350, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on the Masters 1 MMR cap, but it's up there. And let's see, anything else I should mention about TheNydus EU? I think that covers everything. Not 100% sure. Anything else? I don't know. Well, this should be a PVZ. Anything? I keep running through my list because I actually did think it was going to start by now, but I don't know what the holdup is. Our stream sound is low. Let's see if I can do something about that. Da 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 da. Let me know if it's any better. I'm gonna keep fuddling with it while we I am confused. There was something to work on it here. Oh, looks like the game is starting. Well, hopefully the sound is... Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted. Oh, apparently it won't let me do that. Okay, well, game is starting, so... Okay, sound is still low. Oh, but there's the delay. I don't even know if you guys are hearing the changes I made. I forgot about that. Well, I'll just try and speak up, and hopefully that hopefully one of you can tell me soon whether it's working or not. Let's introduce the players first off. Oh, right, I need to... Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the map as the purple Zerg representing Psionic Aftermath, it is Gator. And to the top right, representing Day, it is Daystra. Oh gosh. Well, we have a forge down. Did I mention this was a good cannon map? Let's see what he's doing here. Is this a Forge Fast expand? I think this is just a Forge Fast expand. Okay. That is actually kind of screaming to me that this is gonna turn into a carrier rush. So Gator is not going to suffer any initial damage from the opening forge. And like I said, let me know if the sound is still off, and I will see if I can do anything about it. Cyber has gone down for Daystra, and a third hatch for our purple Zerg. All in all, things are pretty chill on both sides of the map, as we are in that early game, and there were no cannons to start off. We do have a probe in this curious position. We may see a little bit of a... Oh, you can hear that fire. Anyway, we may see a little bit of a Nemesis style play. We have Echo now. Okay. Let me see if I can do something about that. Okay, let me know if be careful to overlays. Yes, I did do the overlays. And there's so much delay that anyway, we have oh. Okay, so we are going to get that probable carrier rush. I think Daystra intends to take a third at this location, and that's why this probe is here. Void Ray is gonna drive back the Overlord to deny scouting. And Gator needs to pick up on what's coming. There should be a window for about 2 carriers to move out on the map and pressure the 4th base of the Zerg. Other than that, it's really gonna be up to Gator in order to find a way to slow down Daystra and control the game, really. Because in some senses, Daystra is just gonna want to sit back after his initial 2 or 4 carrier poke and take as much of the map as he can and just take cost-efficient fights. 2 carriers are in production, a 3rd is on the way. I was expecting him to take his 3rd here, but this 3rd is actually pretty safe as well, so I wonder what he intends to do with this probe, or why this probe is here. Okay, we do have some lings nibbling away at the rocks. All in all, creep spread is decent, and Gator is just on his normal tech path, getting those Hydras. He does not have a Baneling Nest, which, in all honesty, is pretty good. That would just be a waste of resources right now. He doesn't know that. But, okay, 1 second. Sorry about that. I am fighting what is a budding cold. At any rate, where are we? 2 carriers are out. Soon there will be 4. Twilight Council is down. This may be for a Dark Shrine. DTs can be a really good harass unit when you're playing carriers, just because it's a single unit investment and you're on a low gateway count. It actually only has 1 gateway. Hydras are going to find a nice angle, but the carriers are going to get in on this, and these Hydras are almost forfeit. Gonna lose a couple right away. They will retreat, but Gator is in a little bit of disadvantaged position now, as he's now opened up that window of attack for Gator, or rather for Daystra. He's actually going to head over into the main base of the Zerg. He may be expecting a 4th at this location, or he may feel that with 4 carriers he has enough, and perhaps a Voider. Okay, the Voider is going home. But he may feel he has enough DPS to even take on the main. because of queens and hydras, well, actually, there's not a whole lot here for Gator. Gator needs anti-air, and he needs it fast. Well, the queen is gone after doing pretty much nothing. Like it. And it looks like, might get these upgrades. Oh, Hydra's really, good, movement, getting right under those carriers. It gets one immediately, and the other three will escape. So... Alright, those three carriers are gonna come back in, and they will inhibit the gas production, and they're gonna try for that other upgrade now. The Hydras are not here, they are on the other side of the map. Recall will be forced. Hydras are right on top of this, and this is a great position for Gator's army. Storms are here though, and they are really going to soften up those Hydras, allowing the rest of this Sky Toss force to clean up the Zerg forces. Wow, that's a wall. That is indeed a wall. I like it. I like it. It makes the architect in me happy. Unfortunate that this is going to be difficult for the Zerg, but I can appreciate the architecture. Queens push the creep through the center lane, allowing Gator's reinforcements to get here across the map with ease. However, there are charge lots, and they will push back the stray Zerglings. Okay, Gator has made a round of Corruptors. They're gonna try and get on top of all of this. Doing a really good job focus firing those carriers. Now it's just the Void Rays left, and they are also going to fall. And I think this is pretty good for Gator. He's lost pretty much his entire Sky Toss fleet, which is the tech of choice. He's got his 5th on the way. There's an infestation pit, so he'll be in a prime position, especially with his hive coming up, to. Don't want to get stormed too badly. Okay, he's gonna navigate out of there. But okay, 3 more Stargates on the way. Daystra realizing that his tech of choice is Sky Toss, and he needs to replenish that Sky Toss very quickly if he has any chance of staying in this game. But the Corruptors are going to come in and pee on this Nexus. That will remove one of the bases from the Protoss. Now, it also, more importantly, gives Gator the positioning to get on top of this third with his Hydras, and he's trying to get something done here, but he may be trapped. He can't go this way. There are cannons, and oh no, the storms are massive. The charge lots sweeping in, cleaning up all of the Zerg ground forces. Gator may need to rethink his plan of attack, as he has just donated his entire army to the Protoss, and death is marching. Gator is in a world of trouble as he took a wrong turn in the Protoss maze. And with the observers, Gator is now losing his creep highway that is invested in for those quick counterattacks. And he has some corruptors, but that's not really gonna do a whole lot. Banelings are in production, or being morphed rather. There is some Hydroling Bane already done, so he has an army, but can he get the engage? That is the question. He's setting up for a surround. There's not a lot of Protoss here, there's no Warp Prism, so all he needs is one good hold, but these storms on the retreat are blanketing the Zerg force. Oh no! Did Gator just overextend? All the Corruptors are gone. There's still Void Rays hovering over the Protoss force. Not a lot of charge slots left, but you don't need that many charge slots when there's nothing on the ground for the Zerg. Gator is going to lose this 5th base. And the Hydra and Banes are trying to bolster their numbers yet again, but this Protoss force has been pretty unrelentless. It will move in and recall out as Gator does now have enough forces to push it away. All in all, I think that was a really good attack for Daestra. He secures his mining bases, more importantly, behind all of this, and he's given his army time to recover as he's been powering up those Void Rays at home, as he's been getting those key units. He's really now... This is more like ICA in some regards, except instead of Immortals, he has Void Rays. Like, he's stopped with the carriers, and so like the Void Rays, they don't have the same sort of staying power as Immortals, but they deal comparable damage. They just shoot air instead of shooting ground. It's really weird. At any rate, the storm is really what's going to be the determining factor, as with ICA. Charge slots are going to deny this 5th base yet again, and I just don't see how Gator is going to defend this next attack. The storms are going to be really difficult. There's not a whole lot of storms here though, fortunately. There's only 4 Templar, but those 4 Templar are full on energy. This base is most certainly forfeit, and that had a lot of drones at it. This is also where the Spire is, so that could be problematic, as that was like the primary tool for Gator for a good portion of this game. The Void Rays are going to make quick work of this. Storm goes down on the Larva to remove that possible place of attack. There are Broodlords though, so I guess the Greater Spire is somewhere else, and that was a backup Spire for reinforcements. Really, those Broodlords change the course of this, as they will remove the High Templar from the field, and where is the Greater Spire? There it is. Okay. Okay, so this is where Gator has to get some damage. He has the better army for now, with his Hydras and his Broodlords, but he doesn't have the economy to support a Remax. He is really low on resources, and carriers are here though. Oh no. These Broodlords have no way to defend themselves, and Gator is going to tap out. Okay. So hopefully the sound is a little bit better. I've been fuddling, or I was fuddling with it. But you never know. Alrighty. Looks like Terran Lord is going to be the next player for PsiX. Let me see if I can. He's really now. This is more like ICA in some regard. I can hear it fine from my short test streamlet. I will. Oh, gosh, hang on. Let me actually turn down the game sounds so that we have less sound competition. Just turn this master volume down a smidge. And I need to blow my nose. Okay. So now it's gonna be a TVP. This is Triton. Yeah, Triton. I don't remember if I had any remarks about Triton. But, yeah. Okay. Spawning in the bottom right as the orange Terran representing Sonic Aftermath, it is Lord of Terrans, also known as Terran Lord. And to the top left, taking the first game, it is the green Protoss, TheNydus. Okay. So, a more standard opening coming out of TheNydus. Gonna start off with that gateway. And we'll see what he decides to follow this up with. Gonna get a core first opening. And proxy something. Sorry, just trying to get something to coat my sore throat. Okay. Proxy Robo. Double Robo, in fact. So, this is going to be very dependent on that, well, very smart of Terran Lord to build that command center in his base, as the low ground will be under threat momentarily. I suppose he scouted a lack. Yes, he did scout a lack of a natural, so he builds the CC on the high ground. He will need to get the starport up very quickly in order to get a Viking or Liberator, so that he has the means to push back the Warp Prism. Warp Prism is going to be the linchpin of the following Protoss cheese. Oh, we have a nice eBay block here. It will be cancelled eventually, but an Adept does not do very good damage to buildings. What was I saying? Warp Prism, linchpin. Yes, because it does two things. It gives the Immortals longevity, and it gives high ground vision regardless of the angle of attack. I suppose, yeah. Longevity, mobility, and high ground vision. Those are the features of the Warp Prism in the Double Robo. This has been scouted from Terran Lord, so he knows this is coming. It's coming from quite a distance, in fact. That's usually the spot you would proxy a Stargate, not Double Robo. I'm gonna swing around from the top side. Lord of Terrans is not quite in position for the angle of this attack. Good lock on, getting some nice starting damage on that Warp Prism. But he's gonna have to bat away the Immortal, and will do just that. Meanwhile, the Observer is going to follow up for that secondary point of vision, and really going to keep tabs on where the army is, so the Prism can outmaneuver the Terran movement. A siege tank is going to come out. This will zone out a lot of the Protoss forces. Another Immortal is here, trying to chip away at the supply depot in hopes to create a hiccup in the Terran economy. Nice shade. This shade really does, whether it completes or not, it forces Terran Lord's army movement to match the shade. And now he has no way of defending the supply depot. He will get supply capped most likely. He does have a supply depot building, so he will actually not be supply blocked. He's under a lot of fire here at the front. Terran Lord losing many forces as those Adepts completed. The Viking is here though, and the Viking is going to spell doom for that Prism. Terran Lord has moved, dealt with the Warp Prism, but the Immortals are still alive, and he has no forces at the moment to actually deal with these. So he's dealt with the primary threat, but the rest of the, or the biggest threat, I should say, but there's just nothing here for Terran Lord. He's been trying to shut down the Prism, and the Immortals have not been dealt with. There's just not enough on the ground. A siege tank is out, but one siege tank does not beat 3 Immortals. Oh my goodness. This is not good. Okay. Well, that's about it. And Terran Lord is going to be forced to tap out. It was kind of unfortunate for Terran Lord that game, in that he knew that he was being proxied pretty early, but it took a while for him to actually scout what proxy was coming. And so, like, he kind of was playing very middle of the road and hadn't quite gotten to, like, focus on how he wanted to specifically deal with proxy robo, or double proxy robo. And it was a good starting point that he was at least prepping to deal with a proxy, but it was a pretty good execution also from Daystra in the way he moved his prism. He really split Terran Lord's attention throughout the game, whether it was with his prism, with his adepts, with his pressure at the front, always making sure that Terran Lord had to address two problems, not simply one. Another big problem is I think he lost his barracks somewhere in there. Yeah, he was trying to deal with the adepts and just straight up lost his barracks to the immortals. That was very painful. So he had nothing to go in his bunkers. Well, he had 3. Okay, yes. Technically, he did have 3 Marines to go in the bunker, but well, that's not real. 3 Marines in a bunker is not really enough to stop 3 immortals. So kind of unfortunate there. He did pull SCVs, but this probe pull or SCV pull needed to be a lot sooner if it was going to do much. And it's really a desperation move. So it was well played by Daystra. Well played. Alright, looks like Miguel is searching for our first Masters player. I don't know who, how, what that will be just yet, but I'm sure we'll find out momentarily. And they will select the map as well, so yeah. I think Gator is feeling he has an easier time with double proxy robo than with carrier rushes. But at any rate, everyone has their own strengths, and we'll see what strengths our next player will have for PsiX. I don't really think of a carrier rush as true cheese, but it's definitely in that cheese direction. It's, yeah, I guess I would consider it gimmicky, but not. Alrighty. So, as I understand it, Sunny Phone is Kari? I'm not 100% sure what intonations I should be using, because I understand Sunny Phone is like Chinese French or something. Not 100% sure. At any rate, he plays Protoss, and we shall see what map we will be on. Port Alexander. So Port Alexander is in the map pool for next season. Does Sunnyphone play Zerg? If Sunnyphone plays Zerg, then I have Sunnyphone completely confused with someone else. Yeah, I do have Sunnyphone complete. Oh yeah, I know who I have Sunnyphone confused with. I have Sunnyphone confused with Mandolino. Wait, no, that's... Maybe I'm mixing people. I think I'm mixing people. I don't know. I don't know. Miguel can clarify this for us. Who is who? At any rate, we're gonna have a ZVP here. Hopefully Sunnyphone saw game 1 and has an idea of how he wants to approach this as a result. Spawning in the bottom right, representing Day, it is Daystra. And to the top left, as the pink Zerg, representing PsiX, it is Sunnyphone. Okay, so I guess my question is whether Sunnyphone normally plays Zerg or Protoss, or plays both, or... yeah. I think this is Sunnyphone's main race, but I suddenly cannot remember. We're gonna get a Nexus first. It's not a whole lot Zerg can do to punish a Nexus first. There are a couple ways, of course, but they aren't that fast. The Forge going to go down for Daystra. This is largely a defensive Forge for quick cannons, but if the Overlord is not in position and to scout the probe, then I'm sure Daystra is not above cannon rushing. As it is, the probe is just going to scout and go home, I think. Yeah. Okay. So, defensive cannon goes down, gas is being taken. All in all, Daystra just wants to power up on the gas so that he can get those Stargate units up and take it to the stage of the game he is more comfortable with. This wall is going to have to be fixed. Probably gonna have to drop a pylon. There it is. Couple wings coming out. And actually something that, now as I think about it, I don't believe Sunnyphone Adept Scouts, so... Or rather, I don't believe Daystra Adept Scouts, so were Sunnyphone to go for, oh, a 2.5 base, or like one of those really fast 19 to 25 drone attacks that can kill both this pylon and this cannon, there would be a very weak moment in the Protoss build. But that does not appear to be in the works, as we are at full saturation for the natural mineral line. And these forlings are just going to look to deny any expansion. Sunnyphone did scout this board ray. Oh gosh, I did the thing again. I left it on the... okay. No, I did not say double proxy robo is not a cheese. I said that, I said that carrier rushes are not a true cheese in that they are not, like, it doesn't have the same mechanics of a all-in. Of course, a double proxy robo is a cheese. I mean, even a carrier rush has its cheese components. We are going to see a dark shrine, and that's going to allow for some counter aggression. Daystra is going to attempt to use that in order to push the Zerg back. This cannon does mean that these Zerglings are not going to be able to pressure the natural. And do we have a pylon on the map somewhere? I do not see one. Okay. Void Rays have helped to secure this third, but this third is very late. I think Daystra intended to take this about a minute and a half ago, but due to the lings from Sunnyphone, that just hasn't happened. Daystra is now going to transfer workers as he is on oversaturation, and that third is just about complete. Sunnyphone's own fourth is up, and this DT does come in, but there is Spore Crawlers and Queens in position. Oh, okay. 4 drones do go down at this fourth, but Sunnyphone is quick to respond on both fronts, and 4 DTs, I wouldn't say the DTs really paid for themselves, but they're still alive. They have opportunity to pay for themselves. And more importantly, it's pushed the Zerg back. So it's given Daystra breathing room. That's really what he wanted with these DTs, I would say, more than anything else. We will see what Sunnyphone is going to do. Okay, now it does lose that DT, so Are those Dropalords? No. Yes, they are Dropalords. Oh, okay, okay. So gonna try to deal with this problem by getting on top of the Protoss production. I like this as a kind of way around the problem. I don't know if this is just a normal Sunny Phone type of move, or if our Pink Zerg is doing this specifically in response to the fact that Protoss army here is not very mobile. ICA is more mobile than this, and that's already not the fastest moving army. Okay. Daystra is going to tap out. That was fast. So I really like how Sunnyphone handled that. Identified, hey, you're relying a lot on static defense in order to defend your bases. So what happens if I just, pick up my army and go around your static defense? And Daystra will tap out. So no all kill for Daystra. He was merely able to clear out the diamond players for PsiX. But it was a good run for him. I mean, those were two very strong games that he started off with, and kudos to him. We'll see what the next player for Dairy brings out, what race, what sort of play, all those things. Oh. Okay. Yes. Yeah, that was a nice drop. Okay, Eternal Youth is going to be the next map. Eternal Youth, the only thing I recall about Eternal Youth was that I stopped my review of this map very quickly because it was terrible for cannon rushing. Oh man. Yes, I do think Well, no, I don't remember what I was going to say, so I guess I stopped thinking. Gosh. Being under the weather messes with your train of thought a little bit. At any rate, should be their second diamond player. Looks like it will... Actually, I'm not so sure. Oh. I guess it's a Protoss. Okay. Alrighty, so... Yeah, Eternal Youth just didn't have good cannon positions. Eternal Youth did, however, have... Like, it seemed to lend itself towards Sky Toss. So this is curious. I wonder what... Okay, anyway, let me introduce the players and then I'll talk about why this map may have been selected. Spawning in the top right, representing Psionic Aftermath, putting an end to the would-be all-kill. It is Sunnyphone. And to the bottom left, representing Day, it is Cybran Lord. Okay. Do that. Oh, overlays. Yes, overlay. Okay. There. Now we will not go 4 minutes into the game with the wrong overlay. And you guys will still tell me the overlay is wrong, even though I fixed it long before your messages will ever get to me. Okay, so the issue with this map is that against a Zerg, as we see here, this is not a 3x3 wall, or a 3 building wall. This is a 3 building and pylon wall, or shield battery wall. So it's a little bit wide. However, if you can establish your third base, you have a single point of entry by ground. And then your fourth is relatively close by air. The ground path is a little bit awkward, but the air path is negligible. So, for a Protoss vs Zerg, if we were to see the same sort of style that we saw from now I don't even remember his name. The Protoss that was wreaking havoc. This map kind of favors that style. But a more standard Protoss may not feel comfortable with having these pylons and no cannon and all these little things in the early game, as Zerg can put on a lot of pressure. And taking that fourth with ground army might be awkward. Not impossible, but awkward. Okay, these Lings are not attacking the probe. There they go. They are going to kill the probe and running. So already the chaos has started, as I was explaining. It could be a thing. Partly because that stalker was chasing the Overlord and was not in position to properly deal with this. Lings are going to run into the main. They will scout the Robo. So this could be a Sentry Immortal push. This could be a double Robo or double Immortal drop. This could even be some wonky sort of Twilight Council upgraded attack, but that seems unlikely as the TC should be down by now were that to be the case. Anyway, Sunnyphone smells blood in the water. He has made many roaches, or many lings and a handful of roaches for those to get those biles from the Ravagers once more, and really going to look to put on the pressure. Already starting to bile down the pylons, hoping to unpower the gateway. One of the pylons has fallen, the lings get in, wrap around, and all the Protoss forces are gone. And Sunnyphone will tie up the series 2-2. Oh, no one mentioned overlays. I am impressed with you all. I am impressed at your patience. And your forgiveness. Oh man. So yeah, that's just, there are a lot of aggressive Zerg openers that can really make that map difficult, as we saw there, and it was curious that Cybran Lord chose that map. I wonder if he chose that map because neither of the Masters players wanted that map, and so he wanted to kind of remove it from the map pool. Sometimes that's a strategy in these all-kill formats. Anything else? I don't know. The Stalker did supply block Sunnyphone momentarily, but it didn't really offset the damage of the first 4 lings getting into the base. Scouting everything, picking off probes, wasting all that mining time, and really just distracting Cybran Lord from getting the forces to stop the incoming attack. Really, neither of these Protoss exhibited much early game scouting, and that may have been part of why Sunnyphone went for this aggressive build. I'm not entirely certain. At any rate, we should be getting into Game 5 momentarily. As soon as their next player, their first Masters, joins the lobby, picks a map, and everything is loaded up. So I feel like it's an interesting casting experience sometimes, as like some days I feel really energetic, and other days I just feel like I'm like I just want to get into the mindset of things as opposed to like hype cast. It's strange. I think also when you're solo casting, you're kind of having to fulfill both roles. So it's like, how do you do that exactly? At any rate, looks like we're gonna go to King's Cove. King's Cove has some... Is King's Cove in the next map pool? Don't think so. I can't recall now. I think it is. Maybe it's not. Oh gosh. My brain. Let's see here. It's gonna be a ZVT. And to answer my question, no, I was confusing it with Kairos Station. Because we already had Port Alexander, but I couldn't recall what the other map was that looked familiar and why. Okay. So, King's Cove actually reminds me a little bit of the old map. Abyssal Reef. But anyway, let me introduce the players and then I'll kind of explain my thoughts as to why. Spawning in the upper left, representing Sonic Aftermath, it is the Pink Zerg Sunnyphone. And to the bottom right, representing Day, it is Strayed. Can that be? I don't think it can. I think that's actually slightly too wide. No, it must be able to. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's normal. It just feels strange. There may be a way to I'm just like thinking of Protoss walls when there's no Protoss on the map right now. So your third base is like on the high ground here, kind of like on like Fracture. But then your fourth, I mean, I guess it's actually more like Fracture in layout than it is like Abyssal Reef, but like the tile set just reminds me of Abyssal Reef. I don't know. I guess it does handle more like Fracture in some regards. But the fourth and fifth base are like really close, like on Abyssal. But they're really open, which Abyssal wasn't the case on Abyssal. They're open like on Fracture. Anyway. So far, pretty standard openings from both players, so I can go back to looking at the map. Reaper is doing its Reaper things. Trying to get a Ling, but not gonna happen. There's a lot of bases on this map. A lot of dead space for air units and drops. These high ground ledges can lend for some interesting engagements, I would say. But shouldn't result in anything too impactful. I guess it's kind of a cross between Fracture and it's like someone took the elements of Abyssal Reef, or no, someone took Fracture, they stretched it out, and they filled in the extra space with Abyssal Reef. That's how I'm going to think of this map until someone gives me a better analogy for what I'm looking at here. Okay, Hellions are going to come out for Strayed. Just 4 Hellions, put on some light pressure, force some Zerg movement, get some creep tumors if possible, and oh, is there an opening? Nah, Queens are back in position, or not. Hellions are gonna run away as there is 1 Queen there, and they really don't want to trade out. Sometimes you'll see Terrans suicide those 4 Hellions, but it really, the map presence means so much for the Terran, and so like while we as the viewer can see the opening, sometimes the opening isn't really worth it. Even though like they may pay for themselves, they may get those 8 drones, but map presence also, like, even though it's an inquantifiable or unquantifiable value, it gives a lot of peace of mind and map vision to the Terran. Also, Strayed may be, well, there isn't a, well, he does have armories. I think he's, this mech? Yeah, this is mech. Okay. So, part of the reason why he doesn't want to trade out these Hellions is because those are going to be his army later. We do have a Spire going down for Sunnyphone. A little bit of missile turret harass, or auto turret harass rather, from these Ravens. And that's gonna be how Strayed looks to gain value throughout the early stage of the game. He has another set of Hellions pushing on this other side, and they will get caught by the Lings as these Hellions have backed off. Oopsies. So far 6 Hellions have gone down. Pretty even resource loss. Zerg has a better economy right now, so all in all, advantage goes to Sunnyphone. But Zerg is gonna need that better economy as the mech army will simply be more cost efficient unless swarm hosts enter the mix, and we do see the infestation pit, so that may be the plan for Sunnyfound. Swarm hosts kind of have a way of changing the nature of the game. Oh, we're gonna have the double Thor drop coming up the center left, and there is not a whole lot of anti-air just yet. So the Thors could force some locusts back at home, and that would be really good for Strayed, as that will kind of eat up the potential for Zerg to gain value. The Lings are actually going to shoot away the Thors so that these swarm hosts can continue to move up the little bit of indecision as to where he wants the swarm host to launch from, but consolidating his forces on this bottom side, gonna move on in with the roaches and lings and start to launch those locusts. Keep wanting to say lurkers, and that is not the case. Imagine if swarm hosts could launch lurkers. That would be so OP. Anyway, the locusts are here now, and they are is a free unit meme, right? But no, seriously, swarm hosts are such a good answer to mech, as it gets that burst damage, and Sunnyfound is able to punish the Zerg. And I forgot to update the score. Yeah. It is now 3-2 in PsiX's favor. What are we saying 10 times fast? I don't know what the... inquiry was. I'm going to lay down after this cast. These are some good games, but my stomach is... It's like weird. I feel pretty good overall, but like my nose isn't even really bothering me. It's just my stomach feels off. It's not even like really that bad. It just feels off. Okay, Kerosene Rift was an interesting map, but I don't remember why I thought it was interesting. You know, I'm actually really surprised at that game. Like, his swarm hosts came out pretty early on, which that's good, and he just went for that plan, that attack. Like, he just snapped the game so fast. I'm not sure what... I feel like, while we knew it was mech, I'm not sure what caused Sunnyphone to go for Swarm Host so quickly. Maybe he plays Swarm Host regularly against Terran? I don't know. It was kind of curious. Anyway, spawning in the bottom right, representing Psionic Aftermath, it is the pink Zerg, Sunnyphone. And to the top left, the yellow Terran, it is Day... Oh gosh. How do you pronounce this? A Sinfer? AC in... Oh gosh, I don't know. There's a missing vowel in there, at minimum, so I'm not sure what vowel belongs where. Like, there should be a vowel, like, you can't have 3 conflicting consonants and have a pronounceable word. So... I'm confuzzle. Okay, SUV block at the 3rd. Oh, that... This map has a lot of chokes. For starters. Oh. Supply depot block. Gonna force the Zerg to take his 3rd at the other location. Oh gosh, I'm gonna sneeze. I found a tissue before I sneezed. So that feels better. Okay. Onward. Reaper is out, and it will do its reaping things. Factory is in production, as well as the low ground command center. So, standard is as standard does. Nothing unusual to write home about. Gas was taken at the natural for Zerg. I'm not sure what advantage, like, how this affects anything. I don't see this as making any change to the game. Oh yeah, that was what was curious about this map. I did find that this was a... Okay, yes, this ledge here looked curious to me. Like, it's just such a roundabout pathing. Very different from other things I've seen. Because, like, there's no actual lip to raise the... Like, oftentimes you see another... Because, like, it's 2 platforms. But this is also on the 2nd tier, whereas this is 1st tier. So, like, normally this would connect to, yeah, okay, anyway. Random things people like me obsess about. That have really no bearing on the game. Reaper is going to come back in from that Reaper ledge. So, oh, that's what it is. I don't even know if you call it a Reaper ledge, because it's not specific to the Reaper as a result. Because, like, yeah, anyway. But, like, that's what it's for. It is for the Reaper. It's just that it just doesn't feel, okay. Oh, I didn't do the score again. Let's see here. It is 2 for them, 3 for us. This is a best of 7. So match point. Third CC is done for our yellow Terran. And we're going to see more bio as the second and third racks is in production. So I guess this will be the this should answer our question from last game as to whether Sunnyphone was making Swarmhost reactively or according to the matchup. Because you can play Swarmhost against bio, it's just not standard. And it felt kind of like he had a very fast, like, if that was reactive, that says something about his ability to read, how quickly he can read his opponents. Alrighty. So we are going to see a medevac drop. Perhaps it could also be something like, if you open Hellions, your stim timing will be later, even if you are going bio. So I wonder. Okay. Queens are coming over to shoo away the lone medevac. So the lone medevac is going to pick up and drop somewhere else, as that threat, or that position was under threat. Tank gonna shoo those wings out, and this drop is gotten 3 drone kills off that gas, but will be forced to retreat. And it does get away. It's escape. Oh, that is really choked. Okay. Okay, Asin. Oh, France. Okay, I see. Thank you, Miguel. I was wondering about that. No, I don't want Swarmhost sending lurkers. That would be terrifying. That would be a nightmare, not a dream. Okay, mutas are out. They're going to deal with this drop, and you know, given how choked up this map is, I kind of like mutas. Like, Muta Ling Bane is not really a thing in this matchup. I mean, some people make it work, but it is like kind of scary. But like Hydras, if Hydras hit tank on a map this choked, I shiver to think what will happen to the Zerg army. Alrighty, gonna get on top of the tank, doesn't quite pick it off. Loses a good number of those Mutt-Mutts. So there is suddenly this window of opportunity for Asin France. No, wow, that was a lot of Ling Bane. Okay, no more window of opportunity. Never mind me. We're just gonna... Oh, man. So... Asen felt like he could get some stuff done after clearing out those mutas. But lo and behold, there was still a massive Lingbane force waiting to pounce. And it just rolled in, took out the bio-tank force while it was in transit. And now there's a sizable supply advantage for our Zerg, who is looking to close out the off-hill. And with this Lingbane rolling forward, it's looking like our Terran is in dire straits. Muta's getting on top of the third, Baneling's rolling up the ramp. Gonna be saved by a high ground tank, and Zerg is forced to retreat, but all in all, supply advantage is still pretty much doubled for the Zerg. Like, that wasn't the most cost-efficient trade, but the Zerg economy is miles ahead of the Terran, and that allows Zerg to continue to trade, to rinse and repeat. Like, the cost inefficiencies are negligible because the econ can support this. Asen France knows that he has to get some counter aggression done in order to get back into this game, but Zerg might not let him. Banelings and normal Zerglings just going to run everywhere. Mutas are really just for support at this point. They're offering some glaive bounces, and this fourth is gone. 15 SCVs have also fallen. There was a medevac. It is here doing some damage, I guess. Forcing some Zerg units back. Getting 4 drones. I mean, it's not nothing, but this is not going to pay for itself. The mutas can shut down the medevacs. I mean, really, I feel like that's all these mutas are for. Shutting down medevacs. They're not... like, they're just providing a certain kind of mobility that the Hydras wouldn't have. And so they're allowing Sunnyphone to get away with a predominantly Lingbane force. As the Hydras would otherwise just get choked up on a map like this. The creep spread is also very impressive from Sunnyphone. The entirety of the map, the entirety of his side of the map has been consumed in this purple goo. Gonna rush back in here again. This is a nice choke for the bio forces, and Asen is going to back up into that tank line where he can use that cost efficiency to his advantage in order to defend. But establishing a fourth is nigh impossible from this point. And really, he's just going to have to wait for the upgrade lead, and well, he can't even get maxed without a fourth. So he's just gonna go, because he has no hopes of reaching a maxed army. Like, he just has to get damage, and has to get damage done now. He's really using the features of this map in order to support his army as his push. His 2 tanks are here on the high ground. I don't believe he has any other tanks. I mean, I think at this point Sunnyphone can split his forces, send half of them to the Zerg base and the other half to defend, and he'll be fine. Like, there is so much creep that Terran has to clear before Terran can actually do anything of consequence. Like, Sunnyphone has all the reaction time he could want. And there's not a whole lot of actual Terran here. Like, this is a good staging for Ultralists are on the map, though. Oh, he just decided to clear this up. He says, you know what? Forget making this complicated, fighting with 2 armies. Let's just get ultras. Yeah, that's a good plan. Why not? And yeah, Sunnyphone is going to clear this out and get the all kill. Well done, Sunnyphone. Alrighty, let me see. What announcements do I have for y'all? Let's close that. What is today? Today is the 10th. I believe the King of the Hill should still be going on. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it did have a lot of games to be played, so that is a thing that you can go watch on Africa. And tomorrow, there will be Clem versus Shadon, also on Africa. TVP. I think they're both French. And then also after that will be Starkiller versus Turn, ZVT. And then after that will be the VTL match for playoff quarterfinals. That will be versus Daily Life. And so yeah, tomorrow is going to be very action-packed. Stay tuned for games from whoever, wherever, etc., etc. Yeah. Anything else? I don't think that's it. Let me just make sure there's nothing else to mention. No, I believe that's it. Let me just confirm. Yes, okay. Alrighty. Okay, so that will be it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.